Red 1, this is Blue 2. BlackHorse.
The 6th Cavalry Brigade Air Combat is a totally unique organization in the United States Army. The famed BlackHorse Brigade employs the most advanced tactics and modern aerial weaponry in accomplishing its very individual mission to locate, disrupt, and destroy enemy armor and mechanized forces. More than 100 years ago, units from the 6th Cavalry Brigade began making a distinguished place in American history. Unit colors in the Cav today flew over the troopers of the Old West. The refinement of strategy in the horse cavalry was a major accomplishment of our Army in the 19th century. These proud units upheld the security of our developing nation. From the Mexican expeditionary forces of the early 1900s through the Philippines and World War I, the concept and rigorous training demanded in the horse cavalry was entrusted to the men of the 6th Cavalry. Today, the brigade has replaced the horse with the maneuverability of armor and infantry and an awesome strike capability to become the only unit of its kind in the world. The troopers of the Cav are housed in modern garrison facilities at Fort Hood, Texas. The style of living available to the men and women in the brigade is commensurate with the highest standards in the United States Army. There is a cafeteria-style dining facility, retail purchasing outlets, and day rooms for each company. Or troop, as they say in the 6th Cav. In condominium-like barracks, living in suites of 4 rooms, each with private bath, the young soldier can relax in his off-duty time. The troopers of the brigade wear the black Stetson, maintaining the style and color of traditional cavalry. The esprit of the troopers matches their dedication to the task of being able to maintain the brigade's arsenal of vehicles and aircraft, just as their predecessors groomed their trusty 4-legged charges. Preparation for each day's mission never ceases, because the most effective training calls for the highest level of readiness. Skilled hands provide the diligent support that is necessary for the brigade to be 100% effective. A vital part of the brigade's strength is its capability of refueling aircraft during actual combat situations. The fuel points are at strategic locations in forward tactical areas. The air cavalry is powerful because quality maintenance is executed not only before and after, but during each mission.
Bill, the brigade is continuing to hold along this line here in the core sector. The 4-9, the air cav, I want you to continue your economy of force action here as you have been conducting it for the last day. Be sure to get your motorcycle guys out there are in good effort because we're expecting a penetration here sometime tonight, a light penetration in this area. Now, Tom, I want you heavy cav guys down here to be prepared to attack the flank of this penetration that we expect to generate tonight around 2000 hours. The enemy is postured in this area now.
The scout unit commanders briefed their patrols on the mission in relation to the overall plan of attack.
And they're now moving south towards Austin. Elements of the 1st Brigade, 2nd AD have been committed to blunt this attack. Elements of the 4th and the 9th will be screening in front of the 1st Brigade. They've established a FIBA as depicted on the map. Mission of our unit is to conduct recon patrols in forward of this FIBA and collect essential elements of information. All squads, you're to conduct a recon patrol and avoid enemy contact at all possible costs. You're to collect essential elements of information. You're to return and establish your PZs not later than 1600 hours. Squad leaders coordinate with the pilots of their aircraft for the routes and the Charlie Papas. First squad, be on aircraft 20.
At the same time the scout units are being briefed for the operation, the pilots from the brigade's attack helicopter squadron are also preparing for the mission.
Since the stand-to briefing this morning. All right, Charlie 4-9, the scout element, has made contact this morning with an aggressor armor column of 30 medium tanks supported by an attached AAA. It's moving south at Papa Kilo 8215. We've been tasked to neutralize this force. An ambush site has been reconned by 4-9 Cav in vicinity Papa Kilo 1871. Call sign for contact with their scout is Bravo 9 Yankee 58. They'll be on Fox Mike 6340. The route to the area and the passage points have been cleared by 4-9. First gun, launch your scouts as soon as we break here. Launch your Cobras 10 mics after you've launched your scouts. Jan, launch the second gun. On my call, you'll be on alert red at this time. Third gun, you're on alert orange. I'll call you red on the second gun break. Your time now is 12:10 hours. Are there any questions?
Sir, are the escape and evacuation points still the same?
They'll be the same as on your briefing this morning. No changes. All right, let's move.
The heart of the 6th Cavalry Brigade is in its versatile structure. The air cavalry can be used in light teams of 3 AH-1 Cobras and 1 OH-58 Kiowa, each supporting the other. Where the terrain and strength of the enemy is unknown, scout units from the brigade can be rapidly inserted to reconnaissance the area. The key word is speed. Mounted on the skids of a UH-1H Huey helicopter are 2 motorcycles on which the brigade scouts quickly move out to sight the enemy position and strength. Depending on the scale and intensity of the operation, the brigade can call in a lift platoon of scouts to determine the situation for advancing ground and helicopter units. The men of this platoon work in squads to cover an area rapidly and avoid contact with an enemy force, ensuring the integrity of the entire reconnaissance function of the brigade. In addition to the lift platoon and motorcycle-mounted scouts, the distances to targets and the approach to the objective can be determined by individual scout pilot teams moving to the forward edge of the battle area. The OH-58 operates at all times as the agile extension of the attack squadron in the 6th Cavalry Brigade. Flying with the contour features of the terrain in any battle situation, the OH-58 sets up the exact movements for the entire aerial force. Elements of armored and infantry ground units are brought in to take advantage of information provided by the scout units. The four-man crew can select enemy armored targets in their weakest posture, using the handheld tow wire-guided missile system to attack and destroy the enemy economically. The AH-1 Cobra advances deliberately with guidance from accompanying OH-58s, which act as the eyes for the attack helicopter. The Cobra, as with all aircraft in the brigade, flies at the lowest altitude with the most cover the situation allows. An OH-58 accurately marks the target before the striking power of the Cobra is unleashed. The Cobra sets up in the selected forward area, maintaining an extremely low altitude until ready to fire the tow missile. A fully armed Cobra can carry up to 8 tow missiles and a variety of 2.75-inch folding fin rockets. The BlackHorse can deliver a devastating punch, giving the ground commander valuable time necessary to maneuver his forces with increased flexibility. The striking force of the brigade can stand off at long ranges, deliver armor-defeating weapons, and avoid becoming a target in the process. The 6th Cavalry Brigade Air Combat is a modern force that strengthens our Army's capability as an elusive as well as powerful asset in the combined arms team.
This is Alpha 1 Hotel 35, over.
Hotel 35, this is Zulu 13, over.
This is Hotel 35. Understand, caught 4 moving in the open, neutralized 3, over.
This is Zulu 13, that's affirmative. I got 3 burning.
This is Hotel 35, that's great. Have you got any lokes out there to my front, over?
35, this is 13, that's definitely confirmed, over.
This is Hotel 35, outstanding. We'll take it from here. Thank you, BlackHorse.